Hello everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, thank you for support. Okay, we've got a CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin, it's on a cusp of a breakout just here. Like I said to you, God candle loading. If this is the second wave complete just here, we are looking at some kind of big third wave here. Or a potential, you know, we've got to keep it real, or this could potentially be some kind of A, B, C correction right here, and this is just a correction back up to that high. And like I said to you, if you do start to come down and roll and lose that low, then you're going to get continuation, and from that, you know, I can derive a target for you. But right now, you know, just as anticipated, we did bounce that week. Like I said to you, I do expect the week to be put in that low. Basically, there was a lot of confluence around about 5 or 6 different signals that were telling us this week just there the low was loading for Bitcoin. Okay, so again, no guarantees. We just abide into historical data there, and obviously data can be invalidated. But so far so good. We've come up off this week, just there, you know, off that low in the week. We're currently up around about 22% on Bitcoin. We did top out at around about 23%, and we're coming for a retracement right there. But these retracements are normal. Okay, so there is a possibility here that this right now was the low. That's what I'm trying to say to you. But what we do need to see going forward is, you know, the structure, the foundation, the retest of that low to confirm that is the low going forward. Okay, and if it is, fantastic for everybody. I've given you upside targets in a previous video. You know, I will have more of a macro outlook, but something we need to see today, over the next couple of days here, leading into next week, is a break of this wave one high. Okay, because if we do, I do think we're in for a huge impulsive move here, then we do need to see Bitcoin close by this date above that level there. Okay, so you've got a major level of resistance just there, and you've got a major level of resistance around about there. Now, what is that resistance there? That's the 55 monthly EMA that I want to see Bitcoin get its ass back above by the end of the month. Okay, and I've gone through this with you. If we take a look at the Bitcoin chart here, you can see, if I get rid of the drawings right now, you can see that what we've done here, we've lost this 55 EMA, and if you look down here, we lost it just there as well. Okay, but you look at the monthly chart just there, in this corona dump, this ABC correction just there, we actually got our ass back above the 55 EMA and closed above. And I do want to see that again here for Bitcoin, because if we stay down here and we start turning this 55 into resistance, that is quite a negative statement from Bitcoin going forward. Okay, so you know, we do need to see some kind of setup to get back above that level of resistance, and right now we are potentially sitting on the cusp of a wave 3, okay, of a smaller sort of micro impulsive move to the upside after this low. And like I said to you, potentially by the end of the month we get a close above this red line, consolidate again, come back down in July to retest this low, and then from there we come back up, you know, and start to sort of build this foundation over a long period of time where we do start to come back up and attack these highs, and Bitcoin could start moving back up the stairs quite impulsively here. And you could say, okay, well, we've got this large ABC correction, it's done, and we're looking at coming back upstairs and attacking highs, you know, and breaking new highs moving forward. So again, no guarantees, but what we're looking for is the low to hold here that we put in last week, sorry, as anticipated. So, you know, I'll try and ride the waves with you and keep you informed as best as I can. There's absolutely zero guarantees. Remember that it's all about support and resistance. Right now, this is a major level of support, resistance, of a potential wave 1 impulse. Right now, this is a wave 2 correction. And right now, this is the formation of a third wave. Like I said to you, what I was anticipating here, if you moving forward, please remember this: your impulsive moves, okay, this is an impulsive, obviously, and then your corrective moves are usually within the same time frame, if not lower. They never really extend beyond the time frame of the first impulsive move. Do you understand that? So let's say, for example, okay, we know here this was the end of the wave 2 correction at the moment. Theory, if the confirmation of that is if you start to see Bitcoin come up and close out above that level there, it means you're breaking out here, okay? And then you're confirming that that was your second wave. Do you understand? So impulsive, corrective, impulsive, okay? So you're looking at a third impulsive wave, which the third wave is usually the largest in any trend, okay? So we're looking for a big monster wave to get us back above that level there by the end of the month. Like I said to you, the 55 EMA. So it's almost like it's coiled up and geared up for that particular scenario. But remember, no guarantees. So, you know, if we do start to see Bitcoin come up and close above that by what is it, the July the 1st there, you know, by the end of the month, obviously, then that's amazing, okay? And Bitcoin's conforming and it's looking bullish, and you know, I'm not saying at that point you're not going to come back down and retest these lows, because that's what you see, and this is the structure that I want to see for Bitcoin. And at that point, if you do start to come back, you know, and hold a ABC correction or whatever, as long as we don't lose these lows and then we start to create another impulsive move to the upside, then that's extremely bullish price action going forward for Bitcoin. And it may confirm that, okay, well, the low's actually in last week as anticipated, okay, given all the indicators that we were going through, you know, so much confluence to that particular low being in and the bottom as well, you know, plucking numbers out the sky or anything like that. It's data. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Data was deriving that low, not hopium, not a number or figure plucked from thin air. It was data telling us that week the low was going to be put in, and so far we are looking quite impulsive here. But we need to get the confirmation by breaking this high here, coming up in wave 3. Potential wave 4 correction that doesn't close below this wave 1, okay, and then at that point have a wave 5 and then come back in for a larger ABC further down the line in July or something. So that's a potential scenario that we're looking at right now. So what we do definitely need to see is the confirmation this is a wave 2 correction, ABC correction, and right now we're coming back up the stairs, okay, and we're breaking bullish here at this point, because this still could be some kind of A, some kind of B, and then a roll. So the way you confirm it is by breaking this wave 1 high here, because you got your 1, you got your 2, then you got your big 3, then you got your 4, and then you got your 5, and then you got your big ABC correction coming back down to that low. And it's at that point as well, if we get extended up here, people will start to come back down, they will start to call for lower prices. But down here, if we can come down and retrace potentially, as deep as you like, but just do not lose that low, that will give the game away what Bitcoin's doing right here, okay? And that I could lay my fibs on that chart at that time and have very, very high confidence that Bitcoin's going to go to a certain target, a minimal 1272, and I will show you all that as we zoom out and things on Bitcoin. But we've got to see this sort of play come in. Failing that, if Bitcoin comes up right now and does something like this, fails to get back up about 55 on the monthly, it could indicate, okay, well, Bitcoin is actually in trouble here and it's looking to nosedive and take out that low and come lower in this market before we've actually bottomed out, okay? But remember, I've always said to you, opportunity never feels like opportunity. So, down here was a level of capitulation. People were really fearful, calling for lower prices, calling for 14k, 12k, 9k. Obviously, it's a possibility, and in a traditional bear market, like I've shown you so many times, if this was the top here for Bitcoin, okay, let me get rid of these drawings. If this was the top for Bitcoin, then you usually see a minimal 85% drawdown in a bear market, okay, and you can see that would take you down to around about that 10k mark, which is what a lot of people are anticipating, because they think that this is some kind of big monster bear market, where in actual fact I think the top was last year, and you've been in this large ABC expanded flat correction in this large sort of drawn out bull market that I think Bitcoin's in. I think you're in this massive cycle right here where Bitcoin's going to 200k and beyond, but to do that you have to come back, okay? So in my opinion, potentially, absolutely not guaranteed, the bottom may have been in last week, and from there we're building a foundation and you're looking at beautiful upside into 2023, because like I've said to you so many times, I think your bull run started here in 2018. I think you've been in one big massive impulsive move, and then you had a big corrective move, one massive impulsive move, then you had a big corrective move, and we've not seen anything like this price action for Bitcoin in previous cycles. Okay, this is why I don't necessarily think we're in this large sort of bear market that people anticipate. We have this large 85% drawdown. I think that your correction's potentially in, given data as well and structure, and right now we're looking at starting to come upstairs, but I want to see the confirmation of that by holding this low going forward, okay, for Bitcoin. That's basically Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed that update. But what am I looking at right now on the hourly time frame? If we can get our ass back above that level just there, that wave 1 high, then I think you're in an impulsive move to the upside, and this is your minimal target going forward, okay? So if you do start to see Bitcoin close above 21689 on the hourly time frame, I think you could be loading some kind of god candle here, as I wrote on the thumbnail a few days ago, where you're going to come up to a minimal target 1618, which you can see is that key resistance just there, okay? That's that key high. And then if you do start to melt through with a wave 3, the wave 3 is always the most powerful list, and you can see how you get to the 2.272 fib all the way up there, which sees you close above that level by the end of the month. Okay, so from here right now, with a really tight stop loss, you could be looking at a monster 13%, a monster 14% to the 1272 right there for Bitcoin, okay? And that would be an extremely bullish statement from Bitcoin, and that could indicate, that's your wave 3 up there somewhere. It could obviously go beyond that to the 2414. The wave 3 is the most powerfulest, but one thing we definitely need to see is the break of this high to confirm that, okay? So I hope you understood that update. So right now I'm looking to go long on Bitcoin. Yesterday I was anticipating some kind of ABC correction, but right here it looks like impulsive corrective, and we're slowly but surely working our way up here to this high. We're coming back holding the EMAs, It looks as though we're geared up to retest it at least, and if you do start to see Bitcoin break through that, like I said to you, I think you're going to be in minimal targets to the upside right there for Bitcoin, okay? So are there any patterns that's given us breakout targets? Well, let's take a look, okay? Something I've not been looking at is the 4-hourly time frame, and I would imagine on the 4-hourly time frame just there, let me get rid of that fib for you. Sorry if I'm rambling. Just 4 hours. You know, I'm just telling you how I see it, and I've always seen it. You know, opportunity never feels like opportunity. But again, there's zero guarantees. So just here, we've got a neckline. Do you see this neckline for Bitcoin? This is some kind of inverse head and shoulders. You've broken out back to support. This has a breakout target from here. That's your neckline all the way down to the head. Okay, and where you've broken out, this is where you drop your target from there. Okay, from there you've broken out, fell back to the neckline of support. So you're basically breaking key resistance here. So that puts you in a technical target of around about 2.5. Let me drop this in on right now. 25517. Okay, and that would be a target right now that Bitcoin's in. To invalidate that, obviously Bitcoin has to roll here and come back down and lose this head, because that's the inverse head and shoulders pattern that you've created just there, which is a bullish reversal pattern. So at that point, you know, you could say, okay, well, that's part of that big third wave up to that minimal target. Like I said, go beyond all them fib targets, and at that point you're going to come in for a big monster fourth wave correction. Providing you don't see Bitcoin lose that wave one high, then you're going to have another little fifth wave, potentially taking it there by the end of the month, and then at that point you're going to have a large ABC correction, and you could say, okay, well, this is one big wave, okay, and then we've got a second wave, and then we've got that third wave. Do you see how it all works? Okay, so that's basically Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed that update. But right now, I'm long, okay? We're really tight stop loss. And, you know, you do you, I do me. But in front of us, we could have a beautiful potential minimal trade of around about 7% just to this resistance, okay? And like I said, you know, there is a pattern that will emerge there as well. If you break out and run into that resistance, you know, because there's subsets of waves within waves. So all this here is like the subsets of waves within this big wave 3 that we're anticipating. But again, zero guarantees. So let's say, for example, Bitcoin does run into that and then comes back like that, you know, and then comes up again and then breaks out again. What you've got there is a larger inverse head and shoulders like that. That's your shoulder taking up to there. That's your point of contact. So you've got this sort of mini inverse head and shoulders. And then if you run into the resistance, which is this previous high just there, you've got a larger inverse head and shoulders potentially down the line, which is going to be tradable. Okay, so that's basically Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. All of this can be done on Bybit. Okay, the link is in each and every single video description. But if we can break here and break this high, this would be a lovely little signal that we can get back above that key level resistance by the end of the month, which is a monthly 55 EMA, which is a level I don't necessarily want to see Bitcoin close below, because if you start turning that key level of resistance, previous support, sorry, into resistance, then it's something you've not necessarily done before for Bitcoin, and it could sort of give a looking glass to a deeper correction here down the line for Bitcoin. Okay, hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned, and have a good weekend. Take care. Bye bye.